Today I'm going to give a book talk on The Wish Giver by Bill Brittain. The genre of The Wish Giver is fiction, and it's also fantasy. I found out about The Wish Giver from another teacher who told me it was an excellent read-aloud book, and so I gave it a try. The main character in The Wish Giver, actually there are three main characters in The Wish Giver and several minor characters, but there are, well actually that's not right, there are four characters in The Wish Giver. There's Stewmeat, who is a middle-aged storekeeper, and he runs a general store in this small New England village right around 1900, around 110 years ago, and the town is called Coventry. So Stewmeat, and he's also the narrator for most of the book. The second major character is named Polly Kemp, and she's a loudmouth 12-year-old girl who has the unfortunate habit of saying anything and everything that comes into her head, and she does not have very many friends in Coventry because of that habit, though her heart's desire is to become good friends with these very hoity-toity young ladies who drink their tea like this with their pinky out. Another major character is named Rowena Jarvis, and Rowena is about 15 or 16 years old. She lives on a farm outside of Coventry, and she thinks that she's in love with the traveling salesman who comes to call every year. And the last major character is named Adam Fisk, and Adam is a hard-working young man. He's about 16 or 17, and he works on his parents' farm, and he lives with his parents. The only problem is their farm is the driest place in the whole county, which is not a good idea, a good thing if you're trying to raise corn and other food crops, things like that. The problem that the characters in this book face is a series of unexpected events that happen to each of them after they go to a church fair, and in a booth they meet a strange little man who sells them for 50 cents a "I will grant any wish" card. And that's why the book is called The Wish Giver, because it's named after this guy named Thaddeus Blinn, who you see just at the beginning of the book for a little while. So they buy these cards, and they think they've been taken advantage of, and then they actually, a few days later, they all use their cards. But the wishes come true. They really do, but with disastrous consequences, and they only get one wish. So there are four main characters, and three of them use their cards, but Stewmeat doesn't use his card. I won't tell you when he uses it, but it's important at the end of the book. So that's the basic story, except it's really three stories in one, because each story is rolled out by the author one at a time. First we see Polly's story, what happens to Polly, then we see what happens to Rowena, and finally we see what happens to Adam Fisk. And they all come together at the end of the story to try to reset their worlds back to normal. I really like this book because of the funny situations that Bill Brittain invents, and I don't want to give away too much, but I'll tell you one thing. Rowena's boyfriend that she thinks she's in love with, the traveling salesman, we get to see him slowly turn from a normal human being into a tree. If you're a fan of fantasy such as the Harry Potter series, you might enjoy a detour from Hogwarts for a short stay in the town of Coventry, where three wishes go very, very wrong in Bill Brittain's The Wish Giver.